أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أمن هو قانت آناء الليل ساجدا وقائما يحذر الآخرة ويرجو رحمة ربه قل هل يستوي الذين يعلمون والذين لا يعلمون إنما يتذكر أولو الألباب قل يا عبادي الذين آمنوا اتقوا ربكم للذين أحسنوا في هذه الدنيا حسنة وأرض الله واسعة إنما يوفى الصابرون أجرهم بغير حساب صدق الله العظيم. These are the ayah number 9 and number 8. The ayah number 9 أمن هو قانت آناء الليل ساجدا وقائما. How about the one who worships devoutly? Huwa qanitun. He is worshipping but sincerely. Qanit. When we see something, for example, he is worshipping, and especially when we notice that he stands much more than others, and he has a khushu'. We notice that he is praying with his body and with his heart, and he has some feelings when he prays. I think the qunut is something like that. When he stands much more time, and أَمَّنْ هُوَ قَانِتٌ آنَاءَ اللَّيْلِ سَاجِدًا وَقَائِمًا. I think the qunut may be in standing and may be in sujood, or at least Allah Azza wa Jalla in this ayah mentioned both of them. It may be in ruku' also when you're bowing, but in this ayah Allah Azza wa Jalla mentioned especially the sujood when you prostrate yourselves in worship, and the qiyam when you stand in the salah, in pray. But Allah Azza wa Jalla in this ayah speaks about a one not worships normally. He worships with qunut. He worships devoutly, and he may worship. He may stand much more than others, and with a strong bond with his Lord, thinking about him, remembering him. He is in his salah, and he take pleasure from his prayer. He's not thinking to finish it and to go to sleep. He is in his ibadah, he loves it. I think the qunut something like that. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that do not pray when you do not want to pray. Don't coerce yourselves to pray. Don't force yourselves to pray. Pray to Allah Azza wa Jalla until the time that you pray to Allah Azza wa Jalla as well as you want to pray, as well as you like to pray. Because it's the meaning of the prayer. praying to Allah Azza wa Jalla, worshipping to Allah Azza wa Jalla without liking it, it means nothing. It doesn't make sense. So the qunut in the pray, the qunut in the worship is an important and it's an essential thing. And because of that, Allah Azza wa Jalla mentioned the qunut. And it is a special worship. And its time also special. Ana al-layli. In the times of the night. We are not talking about regular prayers. Salat al-subh, Salat al-dhuhr, Salat al-asr, Salat al-maghrib, Salat al-isha. We are not talking about them, about the 5 prayers. We are talking about, or the ayah, where we think that it talks about a special prayer, وَمِنَ اللَّيْلِ فَتَهَجَّدْ بِهِ نَافِلَةً لَكَ, which named tahajjud, or qiyamul layl, standing in the night to remember Allah Azza wa Jalla, to pray Him, to worship to Him. And the ayah, I think, mentions about such a person. He prays to Allah Azza wa Jalla regularly, but he wants to pray, or he acts, worships in the night. He prefers to worship sometime in the night to Allah Azza wa Jalla rather than sleeping. تَتَجَافَى جُنُوبُهُمْ عَنِ الْمَضَاجِعِ. And it's not mandatory to pray in the night. You can do it if you want, and Allah Azza wa Jalla will give you your reward. And I think its reward may be much, much more than others, because it's a special thing, and you do it willingly, without any force. So it means much more than others. Maybe its reward will be much more than others. And it is somehow difficult than others, because you do it without any force, voluntarily, and you do it in a very difficult and very special time, in the midnight, in the night, or ana al-layli, in depths of night, when everybody is sleeping, but you are standing. For whom? For Allah Azza wa Jalla. أَمَّنْ هُوَ قَانِتٌ آنَاءَ اللَّيْلِ. But the one, or how about the one? It's a question. And this question will bring us to compare this person with the person which we talked about him in the ayah number 8. When Allah Azza wa Jalla said about him that he remembers Allah Azza wa Jalla in times of ease, in times of hardship, and forgets Him in time of ease. When Allah relieves him, when Allah Azza wa Jalla released the harm from him, he forgets Allah Azza wa Jalla. He just turned to Allah Azza wa Jalla for his benefit. And that person takes many things as equals to Allah Azza wa Jalla, some partnerships in his heart to Allah Azza wa Jalla. And that the evil one. But we are now talking about the righteous one. And now Allah Azza wa Jalla started to talk about the righteous man. أَمَّنْ هُوَ قَانِتٌ أَنَا اللَّيْلِ. And note that Allah Azza wa Jalla, when He started to talk about a righteous man, to what He mentioned? The first thing He mentioned, He stated about his worshipping. It's very important. When we are talking about a man and we say he is a very good man, if he does not pray to Allah Azza wa Jalla, if he does not worship, if he is not doing salah, how can we say about him that he is a good man? Look, when Allah Azza wa Jalla talk about a good man, to what He mentioned about him? he mentions about his worshipping. أَمَّنْ هُوَ قَانِتٌ آنَاءَ اللَّيْلِ. And what about the man? And what about the person who worships devoutly? And what? When? آنَاءَ اللَّيْلِ. In the depths of nights. Of course, it's a very special time. آناء الليل ساجدا, prostrating himself, وقائما, and standing. Allah Azza wa Jalla mentioned to prostrating before than the qiyam, before than the standing. Although even that it is opposite in the salah. I think because of the importance of the sujood, because Prophet ﷺ says that the servant is much more close to Allah Azza wa Jalla in his sujood. It's the closest position to Allah Azza wa Jalla. It's very important situation in the salah. I think this is the reason, or it may be the reason to mention it before the qiyam. Sajidan, he's prostrating himself to Allah Azza wa Jalla. Waqa'iman, and he's standing to Allah Azza wa Jalla. Or maybe this man in the night he waked up, he raised up and began to prostrate himself to Allah Azza wa Jalla. Only sujood, just made sujood to Allah Azza wa Jalla. It's permissible. You can do sujood to Allah Azza wa Jalla. You can prostrate yourselves to Allah Azza wa Jalla. Like when we prostrate ourselves, when we read any ayah of sujood. Any Muslim who read ayah of sujood, he makes sujood, just sujood. Maybe this man making sujood to Allah Azza wa Jalla. Or maybe he is standing to Allah Azza wa Jalla. But it is in the salah, it's much better, and it's the form, the salah is the kamil form of all these ibadat, all these rituals. The salah, the worshipping regularly as a qiyam, and then bowing, ruku', and then prostrating, doing it as the Prophet ﷺ did in the night. It's much better, and it's the regular way. But it does not mean that you can, when you slept in the night, you did just sujood to Allah Azza wa Jalla, or you in your sleep